Hello there, thank you for watching Beauty Basics, brought to you by Numa Makeup Institute. I'm Grace Lucero and this is our gorgeous model Ashley, represented by Numa Models. Today we're going to do, in light of Halloween, we're going to do a zombie pinup look. So I'm going to be using latex with tissue paper and fake blood. It's going to be awesome. Step one is liquid latex and tissue paper. So I'm going to pick just random spots on her face and lay down just the liquid latex just by itself, just so I can lift it later to make it look like a flap of skin. And we're going to do a little bit of the tissue paper with the latex just on the one side of the face. So it'll be like a two-face, like a gorgeous pinup girl and zombified. Alright, so I have a little bowl full of latex and a little Q-tip to apply it with. Like I said, I'm just going to pick random spots on her face. Just look down for me. So I'm going to do a little bit on her forehead. And those are going to dry clear and you can put foundation over top of them. So maybe a little bit on her chin. Now for some tissue paper. This is just regular toilet paper. I'm going to lay it over top of the latex and peel the excess off. So what we did here was we layered latex and the tissue sort of back to back, and you can see this when it's sort of drying a little bit. But so the next step is to powder it just a little bit, just so that the foundation has something to stick to. Okay, step two is foundation. So I'm going to pick a couple different colors that will sort of mimic her, her complexion. And I'm also going to use a darker foundation just on parts of where we're going to peel the skin. So I have a little sponge. So I'm taking a really dark foundation and I'm just sort of filling in where it's a little bit lighter, and I'm just creating some depth. Next we're going to create some depth with a bunch of different colors. We're going to use a deep green, sort of grease colored green, a light green, maybe a bit of yellow, some black. Right, so using my stipple sponge, I'm going to put it in a little bit of the brown, on the other end a little bit of the green, and stipple it all over her face. So I'm going to use a foundation, the same color I used to cover up her latex, and I'm going to stipple it all over what I just did to sort of tone down the harsh lines. So I'm taking a lot of the product and then I'm just sort of dusting it off on the one side of my hand. You don't want too much, because you don't want to completely cover everything, and you don't want to smear it. You want to stipple it just like you did with your grease colors. Step four, we're going to create our wounds. So I'm going to take some tweezers. Don't use anything that's too sharp, because you might stab yourself. So I'm going to take some tweezers and just sort of open it up and create some little holes and flaps to make it look like she's been dead a while. Step 5, so now that we've created our holes, we're going to bring them to life. So I'm going to mix a couple different reds together to get that deep burgundy red, so it looks really deep and wounded. And then I'm going to use a black or a dark brown just in the corners here to make it look, again, really deep and wounded. Step 6 is zombifying, and we're going to emphasize some of the frown lines, create dark circles under her eyes using purples, browns, blacks. Step 8. So we're going to create some really meaty textures within the wounds. So I took a cotton ball and shredded it up and added some fake blood, and it kind of looks like that. So you take a little piece and you just kind of stuff it in the pocket. You can leave it kind of hanging out too. It's really something. Step 9, we're going to glamour up now. We're going to do sort of that pin-up look. So I'm going to do a thick wing liner. I'm not going to do any blush or anything like that, but a little bit of lipstick. Step 10 is blood. So I'm going to put a bit of blood on my brush and just let it naturally ooze out.